All right, and we're back to finish up the last little teeny bit of Chapter 9 here. We had left off where they talked about my patch cords that I'm making, my user cords I'm making should match all the other components of my system. Horizontal cabling category 6, outlet jacks category 6, patch panels category 6, so therefore my patch cables had better be category 6. And the cable itself better be marked on there so we know that it is matching. Make sure all that does. The next little piece they talk about is the lengths of my patch cables. Well, 568C2 defines the length of our jumper and patch cords. They define the maximum length of these. And really when I dig in there and start looking, in my telecommunications room, I'm allowed to have a patch cable up to 6 meters. And in my work area, out by my my office desks and my computers in the office, it's limited to 3 meters. So technically, when I really get down to it, I have 6 meters in my closet, 3 meters out the work area. That's the guideline. That's what I should be shooting for. Now, can those fluctuate a little bit for need? Yeah, of course. But they're saying these should be the maximum length that I'd be aiming for. And you notice that all that adds up to just less than 10 meters for my patch cable. So it does work. That does work. When I'm dealing with my other patch cables, avoid those sharp bends and kinks and anything else. Route them away from EMI, power cords, those kind of things. If I'm dealing with raceways and modular furniture and that stuff, that sort of thing, keep it a couple inches away. They're saying 2 to 5, two to 5 or more if I can, but keep it away from those power cords to minimize the amount of interference that I pick up. Workmanship, this is where good quality construction does pay off. Having good connectors and good termination, everything else does add up. And if I'm buying pre-terminated patch cables, which I very well probably will do, I'm dealing with a large cable install. I'm not going to sit there and make 1,000 patch cables. I'm going to buy them. Make sure you're buying good quality and make sure they're marked. Make sure they're identified as to what the category is and all that good stuff. You buy cheap cable, sometimes you get what you pay for. So make sure make sure it's good quality, make sure it's good brand kind of thing when you're installing those in your building. They talk about testing. They're difficult to test short ones. So really the best I can do is wire map and continuity on those cables. That's what we mentioned after we terminate the patch cable, connect it to the continuity meter, check it, connect to the wire map, check it. We're going to do that when we make our patch cables. Make sure all that checks out, all the basics check out on it when you make it. And if you're doing good quality workmanship, then the other stuff, the near and crosstalk attenuation, those things should also be in range, if you will. So there's our patch cables, our user cords in our system. We'll be making these in the lab and figuring out how to, I'll be showing you how to make these in lab and then having you make these in lab so you have that last piece of the system.